National Horror Film of the Year. Well, how much did you guys just love that? Thanks for coming back for some more popcorns. Bobo here with BrassRel Brothers. I just saw Bodies, Bodies, Bodies last night, and it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was a trendy, scary, funny horror movie. It's directed by Helena Rain. I think I'm saying that right, but probably not. And it's starring Amanda Steinberg, Maria Bakalova, Rachel Sennett. She's flippin' hilarious. Chase Sue Wonders, Lee Pace, Mahala Harold, and Pete Davidson. Right off, Pete Davidson's hilarious in the movie. As soon as you see him, he's exactly what you're expecting him to be. But the entire movie for me was exactly what I was expecting it to be. And that was a good thing. It wasn't a mind-blowing film, but this type of movie doesn't need to be that. In fact, if this type of movie tries to be mind-blowing, it feels like it's trying too hard. This was just right for a trendy, hip, scary comedy.
I can't believe you're making this about you.
And it already had Charlie XCX, who I love her. She was a part of this by writing original music for it, so it already was being advertised as this very sort of party horror film, but it feels like that. As soon as you're getting involved with it, and especially the music throughout, it all feels that way. Not just the songs that are in there by Charlie and other people, but even the score at moments has this party element that works for this horror comedy party film. It's based around this group of people that are staying at this rich dude's house, Pete Davidson, during this hurricane. And they're all excited about it because they're gonna party during the hurricane. They want it to storm and be this memorable party. But it's only a handful of them. And of course you find out all these different things about each individual character as the story goes on. But initially it's just all these people getting together for this hurricane party. There's plenty of drugs and booze involved, and as the night goes on, they decide to play this game, Bodies, 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 which is this game where they're walking around the house with the lights off, and if somebody touches you on the back, you're dead, and then you have to play dead, and then they turn the lights on and try to figure out who the killer is. It's kind of like an adult Clue or the game Killer, just a version of that. But not only is that game they're playing like an adult Clue, the entire movie starts to kind of feel like an adult R-rated version of Clue. Because ultimately, what happens while they're playing this game is somebody actually does get killed. That's not spoiling anything for you, that's in the trailers. But from there moving forward, it's just this whole idea of this group of people trying to survive in a house where there's no power, because now the power's gone out fully because of the hurricane.
Wow. Is that the lights?
So it feels like Clue, it really does, but it's a fun movie. Jokes are littered throughout, and a lot of horror comedies or comedy horrors are either horror movies with a little bit of comedy or comedies with a little bit of horror. But this does a really good job at blending the two together perfectly. Like, it's equally as much of a horror film as it is a comedy. And because the lights are out most of the movie because it's a hurricane, they do a really good job of making you feel like you're a part of this group of people walking around with flashlights. And of course they get split up from some time here and there, but the way that they're doing the filming, you really feel like you're in it. You feel like you're walking down these hallways of a house you're not familiar with, and it's just really creepy. So the tension is really good while there's still jokes all throughout. And to film the majority of the movie in the dark like that, that's not exactly an easy task for a filmmaker. So kudos to you guys for making that all look good and actually visible. Not like AVP Requiem. As always, I'm getting off track. And the main thing I like about this movie is that it's very original. It's not like anything I've seen before. Like I said, it's not a blow you out of the water horror film, but it's not supposed to be. You're supposed to have a good time with this movie, and you really do. I've never seen the premise set up quite the way it's set up in this movie. And it's been a while since I had a really good whodunit. Like, I can't really figure out who the killer is. Yeah, there's some moments you start to pick up here and there. Oh, maybe that, and you start to maybe put together your own theories. But it still is a whodunit, and you really are trying to figure out who this killer is the whole movie. I like that. Most of the time you see it coming a mile away. They don't use any gimmicks in this movie like a supernatural gimmick or anything like that. It's just a good old-fashioned whodunit while being a party film. The only thing that might make or break it for anyone is going to be the twist, the ending, the reveal. But I'm not going to say anything about that because I want you guys to watch it. I did enjoy this film. I give Bodies, Bodies, Bodies a B. If you're a full-on horror cinephile like myself, you're gonna like this movie. You'll have fun with it. It'll have a place in your subgenres of horror. Well, that'll do it for this review, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you can help us make it to the top. And as always, if life gives you lemons, make some hot, fresh popcorns.
Who wants to play bodies, bodies, bodies?
So how do you play?